Good morning vlog. It is Tuesday, February 26th, and I'm going to be trying out this MCT Bulletproof Brain Octane Oil in my coffee today instead of doing butter coffee. So I have my pot of water boiling, have the coffee prepared, and I'm going to go ahead and just add some of this MCT oil, this Brain Octane oil, to my coffee thermos for right now, and then add in the coffee later. And I saw someone suggest online that instead, to help avoid spillage whenever you're trying to dole this stuff out, punch a hole in the top of the security seal. That way it would make a spout. So I've done that, and here we go. And the directions on here say that you should start with like a couple of teaspoons first before moving up to a full tablespoon, but I think that's if you're like starting from zero. And since I've been acclimated with having butter in my coffee already, oily processing oil, and I think I'm already in keto anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go for a full tablespoon against the directions. I don't know, I don't suggest you do this, but that's just what I'm doing personally. And my water was finished boiling, so I need to make the coffee, and I just wanted to show like this nice, dark, rich looking foam from the grounds as I'm making the pour over right now. It's so beautiful. It smells amazing. I love coffee. And let's see, I'm done with the pour over right now, and it speaks to how much I want to like stay on this diet, I guess, and how much I want to like continuing improving with it, experimenting with it. In all the years that I've had this thermos for years and years, the only thing that has ever gone in there is straight black coffee. And for the first time ever, because of this diet, I have added MCT oil, this Brain Octane oil, into my thermos. And from what I can find, all this MCT oil is basically just hyper distilled coconut oil. Like it's just been like condensed and concentrated down to just this one fatty chemical compound. And it, as you could see in the previous video, it's clear. It doesn't have an odor. At least I couldn't detect one. Maybe that was just the strength of the coffee. But now that I've added it, I'm gonna just pour in the coffee and shake it up in my thermos to get a nice mixture and mix throughout the entirety of the coffee. And we're gonna try it out and see what happens. And I accidentally brewed too much, so I'm going to enjoy an extra bonus cup of coffee before trying the MCT oil coffee, while I schedule the next round of Snapchat vlogs to be posted to YouTube. And with the one I'm scheduling for release today was actually the vlog that I recorded rather for Saturday. And I did an Instagram live session in there as well, and it's saved as a separate video. So I actually used LumaFusion on my iPhone to just insert that clip, the Instagram live clip that I took, into the vlog video, because I do like a jump cut or whatever, a snap, like in Snap I cue myself to be like, okay, here's the Instagram vlog or Instagram live. And so I just was able to insert it into that video using LumaFusion on the iPhone, which was pretty cool. So I'm just going through the motions of learning what the capabilities are of each platform, or at least of each device, because you don't really need a computer anymore to do video editing, voice processing, at least not basic voice processing. Maybe more advanced vocal processing you still need, something like Reaper or Adobe Audition, or Pro Tools, something like that. But for the most part, you can do just about all this video and audio production stuff on an iPhone, on an iPad, potentially even on an Android device. I haven't explored that much into it because for me it was just really frustrating to try and do all these things on an Android device because the interface was clunky, or it was just difficult to find a device as feature rich as, or an app. It was just difficult to find an app as feature rich and easy to use as the apps that I've currently found on iPhone, or iOS, I should say. One item that I'm exploring due to the limitations of the iPhone is how I can better get information, like get the videos that I take, the photos that I take off the iPhone and onto another device. And this is really coming out of a necessity to schedule my YouTube posts. I'm not able to do that through the YouTube Studio app from the iPhone or the iPad, so I do have to go onto a desktop client in order to schedule the videos that I take and schedule them out in advance on YouTube, which is frustrating. But I'm currently trying to see how I can about connecting my phone up to my computer just so I can drag those video files off and then later post them up to YouTube. And actually, in the process of uploading the video that I was talking about previously will actually not go up until tomorrow, Wednesday. I actually have the Friday video that I'll be posting today. Anyway. And I hope I didn't make a huge mistake because I accidentally started the backup process for my iPhone onto my computer. I don't use the iCloud backup stuff because, in my opinion, Apple charges way too much for the service that it provides in that regard, and it's still not enough space for the size of iPhone devices that we have. I have a 256 gigabyte iPhone, and Apple gives you 5 gigabytes of storage, online storage, for free. Google gives you 15 for comparison. I can't remember the pricing, but like the next tier up is like a 200 gigabyte plan, which is still not the size of my iPhone or my iPad combined, or even my iPad, let alone both of them combined. And it's just not worth it right now, in my opinion. I'd rather just manually back it up and manually get all the data off and put it onto a computer and save it to the cloud elsewhere where there are less expensive alternatives. And granted, there is the whole ease of use thing from Apple, which power to them for making it, it all just one simple area, but I just don't think it's worth the price right now. I've just taken my first sip of the Bulletproof coffee which is just the coffee with the MCT oil that I mixed in earlier, and I mean it tastes all right. I mean, there's the taste has definitely changed a little bit. It added a little bit of, I guess, nuttiness would be a word I would use, but it doesn't taste bad, that's for sure. It does just change the taste of the coffee slightly, and that's not a bad thing, and that's what happens whenever I add butter to the coffee as well. And I don't know, I'm liking it so far, I guess, on a first impression. I'm gonna have to monitor it and see what happens as I continue to drink this throughout the morning. And just to show you a little bit of the behind the scenes of what I'm doing right now, this is going to be very meta when I post it to YouTube. But so I have my headphones here. I usually put them on, but right now I just have them so I can kind of listen offhand while I'm uploading the video. I'm doing some multitasking right now. I'm uploading the videos through YouTube Studio to YouTube on my computer, and then I'm also listening to the videos that I'm uploading locally on my computer, and while that's happening, I'm doing tags onto the video uploads that I'm scheduling. Now that's very confusing, I know. I just spewed out a whole bunch of words, but I'm gonna show what I'm talking about. So I'm going to flip this around real quick and show you my screen and what I have set up here. So basically what I did was I took a couple of videos. I have some videos already set up. I already have a folder for what I uploaded. And I've dragged them over into the YouTube Studio website interface. And it's starting to upload the videos right now. So it's still uploading. I have about an hour and 8 minutes until this one's done. Don't worry, that is definitely an outlier because of the way that I encoded the video. That is the video that has the Instagram live feed on it. So it's a little bit longer, and the way that I exported in HD, so it's a very large file. It's a very large file format. That's why it's taking so long. But the cool thing that I like with YouTube Studio, when you're online and you say that you want to upload videos, you can drag and drop multiple video files into the interface, and it'll upload them all one after another eventually. And so while that's uploading, so this is uploading first, it's going to take a little while. I don't know why it uploads the latest one, the first one the last one that I put in, but this is the one that'll be posting today. And I do a naming convention where it's just SnapVlog, the number, the installation number, and then the date that I recorded it, because that comes in handy, because if I go up here to the advanced settings, you can go down to the recording date, and that's where I put in the date for recording. Once I have that set and done, I just get rid of this part here, and I have like just a little blurb in the description. I have a little blurb in the description that directs people to my different social media accounts, and then also just directs them finally to philcasper.net in case they want anything else. Now, this is the area where you add tags into your videos, and that really helps with discoverability on YouTube. So if anyone's searching for something in particular and on YouTube, and some of the items that you have tagged on your YouTube video match those keywords that they're typing in that somebody's searching for, then your video has the potential to show up for them. So that kind of just helps with discovery and visibility on YouTube. And as you can see here, I have like a couple of blanket tags that I use just because this is a vlog, and there are a couple of different variations on that tag to use. I make these videos on Snapchat, and I'm watching the video that I'm posting, as painful as it is, to find ideas for other keywords. So already through the sections of video that I've watched so far, I've been talking about my health aspects and whatnot, and tracking my body weight. So body weight, health, fitness, weight loss. I talk about my blood pressure as well, so vitals. I talk about coffee. I talk about troubleshooting with the Google Home Mini, and I need to change that to Echo, the Echo voice assistant. And then I also talk about blogging, podcast, troubleshooting my church's podcast, and I'm just continuing to listen to the video for additional ideas. And I'm going to go ahead and show like what you can do. So instead of having Alexa in here twice, I would type in Echo, and then so I typed in Echo, hit comma, there. Now I've added another tag, and I'm just going to repeat that process for all the remaining videos and for every video that I upload to YouTube. Videos are scheduled to post. The only downside is that I cannot, or I haven't been able to select a specific thumbnail to use for the vlog post. Whenever YouTube finally gets all the video uploaded and processes it, it suggests some thumbnails at the bottom of each posting that you can use, that just shows a static image whenever somebody is looking at it on the YouTube site. And I usually like to choose one of myself that it caught smiling, something like that. Maybe that'll make it into the thumbnail for this vlog whenever I post it to YouTube. But anyway, that's just one extra detail. I think I can change it after the fact as well if I don't like the one that that it chooses automatically. But yeah, we'll just have to see. I'm going to be rolling the dice today. Making it into work a little bit late this morning, but that's okay. I stayed late yesterday, and I can have a short lunch to help make up some of the time. But yeah, it's just going to be another day at work, and I don't know what it has in store, but I'm looking forward to the evening when I can edit the latest episode of the podcast and get that out for approval, and hopefully make some more progress on the selling project that I have on fundraising for my parents. We'll see what happens. Going out to lunch. If I have time, I'm gonna probably either do a little bit more reading or just use some time on my phone to do some hashtag keyword research on stuff that I want to comment on and trying to find interesting posts to comment on. My cell service really sucks where I went to go get lunch, so I decided to run back to the office a little earlier so I can actually have cell service, so I can actually do the research that I wanted to do. Unfortunately, I couldn't explore any hashtags or anything like that where I was at, and I couldn't find any Wi-Fi signal to attach to. Had a good session doing some keyword research, some hashtag keyword research on implementing that $1.80 strategy from Gary Vee, and actually it kind of gave me a little brainstorming session idea to just record a short little tutorial video on how I did it and what I looked at and how I'm continuing to build it out. I'm not only using this tactic to build up hashtags that I may look at to just comment on posts for, but also doing some hashtag research on hashtags that I would add to my own Instagram posts in the future. And so I think that would be something very handy for other people to have. And I really want to make a piece of content around that, and that'll give me an opportunity to further learn how to edit video and also do some screen cap video overlays as well while I'm talking about it. But for now, it is back to work. On the way back home from work, and kind of at a crossroads right now. I'm having an issue concentrating more at work at my desk job. I don't know why, but I don't know if it's just because of the long time it takes for my web pages to load or whatever I need to work on, and then my mind kind of just gets bored and gets distracted, goes somewhere else, and I'm just becoming a little bit slower on completing some of my tasks. I don't know what the heck is going on. I need to find some way to address that, but yeah, maybe with my weekly meeting tomorrow, we can dive into that. I'm not quite sure. But I am excited to get home so I can see my wife and see if anything I can do to help her with dinner, and then work on the podcast. A few buddies of mine like to get together on the internet and play some games for a little bit for one time a week, and looking forward to doing some unwinding there. But then after that, working on the podcast, and if I still have energy by the end of the night, working on either trying to sell those items or cleaning them up a little bit more, and potentially even writing that blog post. I have so many things that I can do at home to keep me busy. Got the podcast almost ready to go. I finished the first stage of just doing all the heavy lifting and editing the podcast in general. Then I have some fine tuning to do in terms of just mastering it, recording a short new intro, which shouldn't take me that long, but it's getting pretty late and I need to get some sleep, so I'm just gonna finish it up in the morning before I go to work. It shouldn't take me that long, and I'm gonna end up waking up early anyway. And with that, I'm signing off for tonight and until tomorrow. Bill Fracking Murray.